Do mic 2. Okay, well, in any event, that's working now. And then we turn it up to some god-awful level so that it starts to work, and that seems to be it. Okay, no pull requests. I think another indicator that AI is writing your documentation is all bold or bold sentences. It's weird how things become a new normal. Like, the ability to write documentation with AI is easy, so it's done much more often. And as a consequence, it feels like it's the new normal because it's just everywhere. It's easy to make, so you see it more often and you become normalized to it. But I think there's something off about this documentation. Like, does it work? Is it useful? I don't know if we actually know. We just happen to have it more often. And I guess I'll find out as I read this. And it's definitely better than nothing, which I think is the only reasonable argument. But I guess, like, it kind of isn't. It's potentially worse than nothing if it isn't accurate, and it looks like it is. Okay, so then this is under Programs OpenClaw, and I want which is interesting. This looks like it's an object for bundled plugins, and then for runtime plugins, it's an array. Let's try rebuilding to see if that's true. Okay. So what is this saying? Schemes. Use these inputs. Regular OpenClaw command or source. So this is what you would normally, like, I understand what this is trying to say, but this makes no sense to me. Like, how you would normally do it, and then how you would do it with this repo, is I think what these headings are trying to say. But the first example is so odd. So, like, the regular way to do anything that is already included in OpenClaw is to configure it directly under config. And this is saying you don't need to have any input when you install, which presumably they're saying here is the install wizard or install input. It's just bad documentation. Okay. See, and this is why the decision to make this an array was bad, is now they need the same name, which is not the same name. It's runtime plugin, singular, and this is runtime plugins, plural. But this is an array of objects which have an ID to align with that ID, and then they have a spec, which is a source here. It's not a runtime source. It's a runtime spec. So like what they should have done is what they did eventually in bundled plugins, which is you have an object and it has a bunch of properties, and they have to like compensate for that by having two different options now. Like Alibaba is included. And these are so random. Like this is an admin RPC endpoint, and then these are providers. And this is like going to, I don't know if it's enabled by default, but it's available as a plugin, which means the, like, it's a weird distinction between security and accessibility. It also feels like this documentation could be much better managed. Like this part here, what does that do? And this is crazy. Okay. So I need that as well. Okay. Let's see if that's fixed. No. Interesting. Sorry, now it just doesn't work at all. This is an insane piece of code to me. So upstream Nix OpenClaw pins a PNPM dependency hash in Nix sources OpenClaw source Nix that no longer matches the hash PNPM. And like final, previous, I don't understand what any of this is doing. So we can like feed this to AI, but what are we doing? It's like it's what's going to happen with programming is we're going to have a separate language which will not make sense to humans, and it'll be weird issues like this. Oh, is that what it is? Oh my god. Well then what is this value? Runtime plugins. Oh, did I do... No, I did the singular. Where does it specify? Right here. OpenClaw, runtime plugins. Okay. And then where's runtime? Right here. OpenClaw, runtime plugin sources equals an array. Okay, so we'll just remove that. And then that just works somehow. And then what is this saying? This is god awful. I guess this was always god awful though. This isn't unique to the benefit of using AI is this god awful stuff was at least fixable now. Where before you would have to do this yourself. Like, I have to say, the world should be better. This stuff shouldn't exist. But insofar that it does, it is nice to have something to just put in front. Okay. This feels like a stack trace that is like super verbose. Which makes it really hard to read. Which is interesting, because I feel like I would advocate for this in some way. The idea that you know what you're reading, definitions from, while evaluating the option. Like, there's something here that seems potentially useful, but maybe not represented in this way. Where does that come from? Did I not just delete this? And with all the documentation it has nothing about any of that stuff. This should go away. I feel like that code... Let's think, if we start off here... Really? I feel like this with a... This is like a redefinition of... I guess it is. It's a redefinition of what I imagine the WSL definition is, which I'm using here. So if this updates, this will no longer be accurate because it's just some random file that's on my computer. This feels just objectively bad. So on any code that I install this on, I'm making a claim that I can't know, which is that the starting version of whatever this system is, which this is decoupled from, this is not... Software does not define the system it runs on. I'm defining the system it runs on. I'm saying this is the original release of the computer where I installed this software. And how would I possibly be able to do that? And that's why I think they need all this boilerplate for this option, because it doesn't make sense. And by making it a problem, like a user problem, like, did you read this? Do you even know what you're doing? It's like, do you? Like, your comment is not license to make bad architectural choices. And it doesn't even, like, because it's such a bad choice, it doesn't mean what people think it means, which is why they're trying to change that. Like, I think one issue with software that people should go the other way on is, if people are doing things that are unexpected with your software, it means the affordance you provided is not intuitive. And you should change that affordance. You shouldn't double down on, like, you don't know what you're doing, did you read the comment? Like, for example, if NixOS version whatever ships with AwesomeDB version N by default, and is then upgraded to version +1, which ships AwesomeDB version, the existing databases may no longer be compatible, which has nothing to do uniquely with databases. Even though there's persistence, right? Like, this is even worse than the original thought, because databases aren't the only thing that maintains state, even though they do obviously maintain state. And there's, quote unquote, potentially a really bad thing that could happen if a database gets upgraded and could lead to data loss. But that's not your issue. Like, that's the database's issue. And the database should have a mechanism in place to either not allow the update independently. Like, it's not an OS level issue. And here, it like presents a false sense of security when other applications could have the same issue, especially with things like queries to a data or mutative queries to a database that like can delete things in ways that would be unexpected. Like, this is just bad, and I should be able to just get rid of it. Oh, that's actually fine. Or what are the values? This is insane, by the way, because this is a migrating value, isn't it? Or is this like, huh. Will that just go to 26 whatever? Okay. Yeah, 26.11. And then interesting. I don't know why I need to do that, but okay. And then this, can that go away? That like god awful hack? No, it can't. Let's make this full screen. Oh, why does that call head though? Interesting. Hmm. Hmm. It is interesting, eh? Should this be, since this is like a... Oh, this is like still building. So here's an interesting thought. Initially, my instinct was to keep this here because this would allow you to see very easily what insecure applications you're allowing. But if you can just put that anywhere, effectively, if the system allows you to do that, then you should be able to put it anywhere. Is this like still running or what is going on here? It is. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna finish for today. I'll have a good one.